by 250 Lex co-chair Kip Cornett and Lexington jazz legends Chester Grundy, Eli Utah Veroff. First, a special thank you to our friends here at the Kentucky Theater. We love that you're hosting us, and it's always a pleasure to be right here in this facility. Our 250th anniversary celebration is moving right along, and we have a lot of fun coming up in September. Today we're here to talk about Equinox Jazz Fest, presented by Origins Jazz Series and 250 Lex. Equinox Jazz Fest is set to take place September 17th through the 21st, with several events taking place right here at the Kentucky Theater. From intimate showcases to explosive headliner performances, the Jazz Fest embodies the spirit that has driven jazz forward for over a century. The events will offer audiences the chance to witness compelling jazz musicians in settings designed for genuine musical appreciation and community connection. I want to start today by welcoming 250 Lex co-chair Kip Cornett to the podium to tell us a little bit more. Kip, welcome. Up a little.
Thank you, Mayor. If our 250 Lex celebration was a horse race, we are rounding the clubhouse turn and heading for home. And heading for home in a very exciting way. Like the Mayor said, September is just going to be spectacular. And when I think back when we were first building the 250 Lex programming, there were a couple of things that we wanted to make sure of. And I think that we've been able to do that, and I think the Equinox Jazz Fest is a good example of that. We said we wanted to create events that were interesting, inclusive, and memorable. And I think if you come, and we encourage everybody to get that festival pass, as a matter of fact, so you don't miss a darn thing, you're going to see that. I can also remember when we were talking about what we wanted to do from a programming standpoint, I wrote down two words, and people knew the first word, but they weren't too sure about the second word, who that might be, but I wrote jazz, and then I wrote Chester. I said, we're going to do jazz, and I said, let me tell you the story of Chester Grundy and what he's meant to this community, what he's meant to it musically, and really keeping the flame growing brightly with the Spotlight Jazz Series, which was just phenomenal. And now he's hooked up with Origins Jazz and that group, and continues, the legend continues, if you will. But we're very excited about partnering with Origins. We think we have a spectacular week lined up for people, a little bit of everything, and could not be more excited about how we will take September and continue to tell the story of 250 Lex, our 250 years, all the way. As a matter of fact, just in closing here, if you've happened to have seen our video that has for 250 Lex called Cheers to 250 Years, there's about 350 pictures that have a little bit of everything that you see of old Lexington, new Lexington, somewhere in between Lexington. There's a soundtrack for that. And I don't know, I know what it is, and I think a lot of you all know what it is, and it's, our soundtrack is compared to what? The great song by Les McCann, and what could be more appropriate. So anyway, Mayor, thank you, and I hope everybody gets out and buys those tickets, because it's going to be a great week of music in Lexington.
Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
Mayor.
Thank you very much, Kip. Yes, it's the Lexington Lab Band, right? That does the,
Oh, no,
or is that the other one?
That's the other
Okay,
one.
well, we have two.
We have two, yeah.
Now, I want us to hear from the folks who've worked so hard to make this event a success. And I want to start with the founder of Origins Jazz Series, Chester Grundy. And I want to welcome Chester to the podium. We're so happy to have you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Kip, Mayor Gordon, for those very kind, generous remarks. But let me off the bat correct something. I'm not the founder of Origins Jazz. I am one of three founders. And I'm accompanied today by another founder, Eli Utaverov, and he'll share some remarks about the upcoming festival as well. But I am so absolutely pleased to be here this morning. And on behalf of the 5 members of the Origins Jazz team, I want to say I'm delighted to announce the launch of Equinox Jazz Fest, a 5-day celebration of world-class jazz concerts starting on September 17th through September 21st. That's 9 events over a 5-day period, with the majority of them being presented here in the historic Kentucky Theater. And I want to say that we, the Origins Jazz team, are extremely gratified that during this time when the city of Lexington is commemorating its bicentennial, that it has chosen to showcase jazz music in such a prominent way in this historic celebration. Jazz is this country's most original art form. It is the music that is uniquely American, and its influence on the shaping of American culture is profound and indelible. Given Lex 250's commitment to the authentic telling of our great city, of the story of our great city, it is only appropriate that jazz music be highlighted and uplifted by way of this wonderful festival. We extend our deep gratitude to Mayor Gordon and to co-chairs of the Lex 250 Committee, Dr. Eunice Beatty and Mr. Kip Cornett, for making this opportunity available to us. These concerts in the Equinox Jazz Fest have been carefully selected and organized over many months of planning, and will together represent some of the absolute best in jazz artistry. Our artist lineup will feature Grammy Award-winning nominees and winners, as well as a legendary artist who has earned the coveted title of Jazzster by the National Endowment for the Arts. At the Equinox Jazz Fest, you will be able to witness the full spectrum of contemporary jazz, from established legends to rock stars, an amazing array of vocal artistry as well as instrumental virtuosity. You'll experience the intimacy of small groups as well as the explosive dynamism of the big band. Our performing artists will range from musicians of international renown to brilliant emerging artists who are regional and local favorites. I can speak for every member of the Origins Jazz team when I say that our commitment to musical excellence is our #1 goal. In September, from September the 17th to the 21st, that goal will be to offer this Lexington community a festival experience that is in every way on par with those offered in New York, Detroit, Monterey, Chicago, New Orleans, or any other city considered to be an epicenter for jazz music. Last night when I sat down and reviewed this incredible lineup for the Equinox Jazz Fest, I got this rush of excitement and satisfaction. So my message to the New York, Detroits, Monterey, Chicago's, and New Orleans of the world is watch out. Right. We're coming. I want to now recognize my colleague, Eli Utaverov.
Thank you, Chester. I get the honor of telling you a bit about the artists who will make up this festival. I think they reflect our goals with Origins Jazz Series, we've always sought to blend the cutting edge, the classic, the multi-genre blended, as well as the down the pipe for jazz. And we've always sought to do that in a blend of venues from large to small, very bombastic to intimate, as well as offering a range of price points so that folks are able to attend our concerts regardless of various barriers that sometimes stop people from going to see music. And so this festival is a culmination of those goals, and I just want to tell you a little bit about what makes each artist special. On Wednesday evening, the 17th of September, we have Brandon Meeks and his quintet from Indianapolis. Many old friends, I think almost everyone in that group has played on an Origins Jazz Series show previously. An amazing blend of jazz with hip hop and neo soul and blues. And in a quaint, this is one of our smallest, or is our smallest venue at the Melroy, the recently opened club on Broadway. Then on Thursday evening is another one that we're really excited about for its ability to call back to some of the most historic jazz musicians in Lexington. The Oslin Daily Jazz Tet is performing with a vocalist named Rose Colella from Los Angeles. And the thing that strikes me about Rose is that she reminds me so much of Gail Winters, who is one of our stalwart jazz musicians here in Lexington, who sadly is no longer with us. And I think folks who loved Gail's work will just be so taken back into that by this show, as well as, of course, enjoying the Oslin Daily Jazz Tet that's been a part of the Lexington jazz fabric for more than 20 years. On Friday evening is my personal moment to shine as part of the OJS All-Stars. This is our all-star big band that we've performed in this very space in the Kentucky Theater twice now, performing the Duke Ellington Nutcracker. And it's an amalgamation of musicians from Lexington and the greater region, all folks who have performed as part of Origins Jazz Series in their careers. And this concert is a special one where we're paying homage to the Narcotic Farm, which, for those who are unfamiliar, what is now Federal Medical Center on Leestown Road. In 1935, it opened as the Narcotic Farm, and it was the first drug rehab prison in the entire country. As a result of the population they served and jazz's history with narcotics, some of the greatest musicians in jazz history ended up at the Narcotic Farm, including Chet Baker, Sonny Rollins, Dexter Gordon, Ray Charles. And that history, as well as the complex history of that facility, is something that's really worth telling the history of more often. And I know some people will be very, very familiar, but many are still in the dark about that. So this big band concert features all compositions that are associated with those performers in one way or another. And we're joined by the amazing Camille Thurman on saxophone and voice for that performance, who had the most audacious press clipping of anyone on the festival. Downbeat said that, imagine if Sarah Vaughan could also play saxophone like Dexter Gordon. So she really is the realest of real deals. And that takes us to Saturday, which is our biggest, fullest day. At 10 a.m. at the Farmers Market, we'll have a group named Brazucas, who will bring the music of Brazil to us in a beautiful outdoor setting, of course, at the Farmers Market. Moving on, a collaboration with Outside the Spotlight at 3:30 in the State Theater here at the Kentucky Theater. And that's, Outside the Spotlight is one of our family of musical organizations here in Lexington that focuses on creative, spontaneous, improvised music. And this is an awesome concert with Tim Daisy and Chris Corsano. Double drum set, double percussion. It'll be unlike anything you've ever heard before, but you'll love it. Then we finish the night off with our two biggest headliners, NEA jazz master Kenny Garrett and drummer, producer, songwriter Nate Smith, who both those, if you don't know who they are, check them out because they'll just blow your socks off. And yeah, you're in for an amazing night. And then on Sunday, we finish the festival out with two great performances, the Kentucky State University Generations Jazz Ensemble and Candace Springs, who I'll throw my own audacious press clipping out here now. Imagine if you blended Norah Jones and Alicia Keys into one artist. She's that good as a pianist and as a vocalist, and we're lucky to have her here in Lexington for a second time, and she absolutely blew us away the last time. In all, it's going to be an amazing festival, and there's something for everyone. There are ticketed shows as well as what we call name your own ticket price shows that have no set admission, and we want you to just come out and enjoy. And we look forward to seeing you all at these concerts. And to cap this off, we'd like to do a little performance with Miles Oslin of the Oslin Daily Jazz Tet, Dr. Keith McCutcheon of Kentucky State University and the KSU Generations Jazz Ensemble, and I'll join on bass. We're going to do St. Thomas, which is a song by Sonny Rollins, one of the most famous folks I've spent time, or one of the most famous jazz musicians I've spent time at the Narcotic Farm. Thank you.
Eli, thank you very much. I appreciate everyone who is here, and let's hear some music.